Yo, 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 yo. All right, it looks like we are live here, guys. How's it going? This is talking World Cup rosters here. Nice to see everybody. All right, so World Cup's coming up soon, and I just wanted to go over what I think the starting lineups are going to be for certain teams. And today we're going to start with England, and this is F Foot Mob is what it's called. It's a very cool all things football and soccer website. It lets you build your own lineups too, which I think is awesome. Um, and we'll go over a little bit of more strategy too. Like here's another thing I added as well, like who all the kick takers are for all the different World Cup teams. We'll go over that in a minute. All right, so here we go. So this is England, and I think they're pretty much going to play just like this. They actually might play more. I think they're going to play kind of like more of a 4-3-3, just because it fits better with how they're going to do. And this right here is pretty right. Yeah, I'm going to replace this with James because James is definitely going to be the starting right back for sure. And I think they're going to run something like this. They're going to pull back Way. They're going to pull back Kwanzaa. They're going to stay right here. And then I think what's going to happen is they're going to do Rice is going to be right here in the middle for sure. We'll go over some of the guaranteed guys. I think he's going to play a little bit back. And then I'm pretty sure, even though he hasn't been in a lot of form, I'm pretty sure they're probably going to play Bellingham here just because he gives him the best situation, the best ability to be able to play. And then I think they're pretty much going to start Elliot Anderson, and I think it's going to look something like this. So I think that this is how it's going to be for sure. Now, up front is definitely going to be Kane, and Kane is hot as hell in the Bundesliga right now. So he's definitely he's in this role, and he likes to kind of like patrol this area and like back and forth, back and forth. You know, he'll drop deep back. So I think that's good. And then on this side, for sure, it's going to be Saka on the right. It's going to be Saka on the right or to the left, probably on the right. Kane's going to be right up here in the middle. Saka's going to come back just a little bit. I'm going to pull everybody back just a tad bit. I think it's going to be something like this. Nico Riley over here. Put him right here. I think Bellingham's going to be a little bit more centrally, and then Elliot Anderson will be a little bit more back as well. So maybe something like this. So then Saka will be kind of wide over here. And this is where I think is what's going to happen is I don't think it's going to be Anthony Gordon. I know Davis Maddock has a ton of Anthony Gordon. That like that's his bag boy. I know his bags are full of Anthony Gordon, but I think it's going to be why can't I think of his name right now? Marcus Rashford. I'm not the biggest fan of Rashford, but I will say this: he has looked really well, and he does do good in. Is it Rashford who I'm thinking of? Yeah, it's Rashford. I think Rashford is going to start. As much as I like Ali Gordon as well, or Anthony Gordon, sorry, as much as I like Anthony Gordon as well, I think they're going to go to Rashford for the experience. He has scored goals in bigger games before, so I just think that's going to how it's going to be. And I think it's going to be more like Bellingham's going to be in the middle. I could even see it more something like this, where it's a 4-3-3, where it's like Guay's down here, Kanja's down here as well. I think Kanza might be a little bit not Stones. Kwanzaa might be a little bit further down here, and then it's going to be Reese James and O'Reilly are going to have the ability to go up where they want to. So what I think is going to happen here is I think it's going to be Rice and Anderson. And I think Rice is going to be a little bit further back, Anderson here, and then I think it's going to be Bellingham kind of like patrolling this middle area right here. I think they're going to roll something like this. Good old fashioned diamond with Rice a little bit further back, Anderson kind of over here. I like this a lot because that frees up a lot of stuff in here. And then I think Rashford's going to be wide out here. Saka's going to be wide out here. And then this is going to allow Belling to come up if he wants to and Kane to come back. So they're going to be kind of patrolling this area right here like this. I think that's pretty cool. And then that also allows Kane to be forward. So this is what I think the lineup is going to look like. I really let me check. I'm going to check something real quick. So that's what I think that lineup is going to be like. So now let's do France. France is going to be a little bit different. I like France a lot. I think they're probably going to win. I think they're favorites to win the whole team. It's going to be. I'm going to just go ahead and put in the people that are guaranteed to be starters here. Is it Theo? Yeah, it's Theo. And this is going to be Saliba. This is going to be. Yep, there we go. That's going to be Koundé. Beautiful. And then I think what they're going to do is they're going to run. I think they're going to be more 4-3-3 because that's what they like to run. Let's pull these back a little bit. And then I think they're going to be like this. And see, now the issue is I know for sure it's going to be Mbappe up front. And then over here, so now the question is, I think it's going to be Elise here, and it's got to be Dembele. Dembele's been insanely good. So what I think they're going to do is I think that's going to end up being like, I think this guy's also been insanely on fire too. That they have to, I mean, they had to have this as their lineup right here. And I think it's going to be Cherky here. It's going to be Rabiot because he brings a lot of experience. And see, I'm kind of torn on here because I do like Zaire Emery a lot, but I think it's going to be Tchouaméni. And I think it's going to be something like this because Cherky's going to be allowed to go like this. Elise is going to run this side. Jules Koundé is going to come up here. Theo's going to come up here. Rabiot's going to kind of be around this area, and Tchouaméni is going to push up a little bit further. So I like this a lot. And I think Dembele is going to be out. Elise is going to be out. This allows their freedom to come in like this, Mbappe to drop back. I've also been seeing a lot of stuff maybe like this too, which I also think could work. You switch these two around a little bit like this because Cherky is good on the wing, and I think this kind of more allows you almost can go like this as well, and just pull them back like right here, and you could almost just run something like this where Rabiot kind of comes up a little bit further, or Dembele is a little bit further back, and Mbappe is way up here, and just run something like this, which I also don't mind because putting them both together like that is probably going to be pretty cool. But other than that, I don't really know. I'm not 100% sure how exactly they're going to play this, but this gives them. I think this lineup gives them the best opportunity to win a lot of games. These guys are so fast. Cherky. I mean, it just this is my. I think this is my favorite lineup for them, and I think this is how they're going to start it. All right. So that being said, now that we kind of know the lineups, well, let's jump into a World Cup pug here, and I'll show you how I kind of like to draft these things. We'll be waiting for a second, which is okay because I can pull this up while we're waiting. So this is my applied um, what I found for who's going to be the kick takers for all of the um, major nations in the World Cup. These are going to be like their free kick takers. They're basically they're specialists, and this is a big thing to look at because I'm gonna put it on this screen. Hold on one second. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out how to use this. We'll do this while we're waiting here, and then I will pull this up to the front. So we'll do this, and then while this is waiting, we'll talk about this a little bit. Here we go. Okay, got it. Gucci. All right. So this is my free kick takers for what I think is going to be the teams where they're going to start their players in certain positions to be the penalty kick takers. So we got Algeria, Mahrez. You know, you look at the big nations. Argentina, it's going to be pretty much everything Messi, which is expected. Brazil's going to be all Rafinha, so he's a good. You know, him and Messi are good people to because they're going to be all the penalty kicks, all the free kicks, all the corner kicks is going to be all them. So you're going to want to look focus nations on people that you know are going to be a smash, pretty much. Let me do this real quick. Okay, now we can see my thing. So, uh, and then you got to look at countries like Croatia. It's going to be all Modric. He's a big consideration to draw. You know, James Rodriguez. I really would only take him if he is kind of a guy that, you know, a later guy. I like Diaz better, but you know, he's their kick taker for everything. Salah might not be a bad. I don't think Egypt's going to go very far, but Salah might not be a bad person to take. Kane is going to. I mean, England is kind of weird because I wouldn't mind getting all three of them in an England roster because it's going to be Kane, Rice, and Saka all together, which I think is probably right. Um, and then France is going to be Mbappe and Olise. So those two are definitely going to be. If you can get a lineup, I think I got a lineup on one of these, both of them together. And then for Germany, it's going to be Havertz, mainly Kimmich. I think it's going to be between Havertz and Kimmich on everything, maybe Wirtz. So those are some good guys I have. I'm not sure how far Germany is going to go, but I think they will go decently far in this, at least the quarterfinals. And you just want to look at the bigger teams. Morocco, maybe get some Hakimi in there. Gakpo, I do like a lot. Depay, I don't mind because you can get him later as well. Norway, Holland's going to be the free kick taker. You can get some Odegaard in there. I've been trying to get those two together a little bit too because I think Norway has a chance to be decent, even though their defense isn't that great. Qatar, Afif. I don't think Qatar's even going to make out of the group stage, but this guy's a consideration for like a really late pick because if they do get any kind of free kicks or penalties, you know, this guy can bag one and he takes their corners. So he can maybe get you some phantom points in the group stage to get you through. So he's not a terrible take. Senegal, I think, has a decent chance of going pretty far. So Mane's a consideration for later. I like Spain a lot. It's basically Yamal and Orazabal. And then Uruguay, it's all Valverde. The only thing I'm worried about right now is Valverde did get that injury for Real Madrid. I'm kind of worried about that a little bit, but we'll see how he goes for the World Cup. He has more time. He's in a couple weeks to still make it. I'm gonna zoom this in a little bit. Sorry. Yeah, there we go. Much better. There we go. Sorry about that. There we go. Now we can see. So, and then it might not hurt to get a little bit of Xhaka in there too. Um, for later for Switzerland, I do think Switzerland could make a good run. They got a good goalie. Um, other than that, let's get back to this World Cup pup. Let's talk about some more. Um, I'm gonna pull up my. There we go. So, guys, I like to take late here. I'm gonna put Mane on here. I like Mane a lot. Uh, I love Luis Diaz. I think he's going to be really good for Colombia. And then we look at goalkeepers. I really like for like a later keeper, Bono, Kobel. I think Switzerland's going to push far. Morocco is going to do good again. I like Norland because I do think Norway may be under fire by some teams. I don't mind Croatia's goalkeeper either because they usually can make a push. And then maybe it's just the same ones. And then for defense, here's a couple later ones I like. Kimmich, I like a lot. Deo, you can get. He's always live for a header. Hakimi's always live for forward. I love Denzel Dumfries. I like Virgil van Dijk too, just because he's always for a header. Julian Ryerson always goes up for Norway. He's a good person I also like to get. Frimpong, he could play for them, but I don't see it. Jonathan Tah for Germany, he's live for a header as well. For midfield, some of the later guys I like. We do like it's with an X, isn't it? Granit Xhaka a lot. There's some guys way down here. I don't mind a Gravenberch. I like Ruben Neves is a good pick too. Arstuqueta. And then guys like Kobe Manu, he might start. I like Scott McTominay, even though I don't think Scotland's going to get out of the group stage. Luka Modric is going to take all of their. If we go back to that other sheet, Modric is going to take all of their. Where's Croatia? Croatia. Yeah, Modric is pretty much going to take all their stuff. So a late Modric might not be a bad choice here. I actually kind of quite like it. And then if we look at João Felix is really good. Actually, I don't like João Felix. I take that back. And Colo Conte might be worth a look. Kangaloo's going to take all this stuff for Turkey. Kangaloo. Fermin Lopez probably won't even start. I don't mind a Zaire Emery late. A Leroy Sané I like as well. Cole Palmer's not even playing. I don't mind the Rendiers. There's a lot of Valverde, James Rodriguez for late. Nico Riley's going to be starting left back for England. So he'll give you midfield and right back ability, which I think is awesome. We got Casemiro here, who I like Rodrigo De Paul. I like Casemiro, Martin Odegaard, Marcus Llorente. So there's just a ton of guys. Kevin De Bruyne. So there's a lot of guys you can take. And then on forwards, there's a couple guys kind of lower that I really like that I'll show you guys. I don't mind Kramaric. I also don't mind. I like El Kaibi from Morocco. Dan Enjoy. Luis Suarez is worth a consideration. That's the Colombia one. Never mind. Sorry. Enter Valencia. Not terrible for. He usually takes a lot of their. If we go back to this, he takes a lot of their free kicks and penalties, so he's in consideration. Francisco Conceição, I think he's going to start for Portugal. Sorloff isn't bad to take. Gokarez isn't bad to take. He's going to take some of their stuff. I really like Ivan Perisic because I think he has a ton of upside, and he's been in the World Cup before, which is huge. I like Charles de Ketelaere. Mohamed Salah's worth a look, even though he's just probably not going to make it very far. I don't mind Brio Limbolo because I do like Switzerland. Oh man, this is the one I'm so kind of pissed off a little bit that they did not include him in the World Cup roster because João Pedro's been insane for Chelsea this season. So that's a sad one. He's been my most drafted player. I have him like 30% of these, so that feels kind of bad. And then I don't mind Pedro Neto. He might also start for Portugal. I like Anthony Gordon, but I don't think he starts. I like Pulisic, but it only depends on how far Atlanta or USA goes. I like Memphis as well. I love Cody Gakpo. I like Marcus Rashford because I think he starts and he usually does well. And then basically everybody else is kind of just Ferran Torres may get the start here. So everybody else is kind of just self-explanatory. But I do like to mark some people. And then if we move some rankings up, we'll just go by this. We'll pull everything up here. So we'll see where I get to pick, but I like to go. I kind of like to start to get one of the bigger goalies because I think you need to have one of these 6 goalies to make it. And then I like to take like a later goalie with one of them, like either a Gregor Kobel or a Bono or a Levikovic. I have been taking a little bit of Matt Freeze just because I think USA is going to get peppered and he could have a butt ton of saves. And if you look at, does it show it? Yeah, if you look at this, 2 points per save. So if he has 5 saves in a game, that's 10 points. Goals conceded, clean sheets are huge. So I have a clean sheet thing. I don't have it up with me right now, but it shows you the teams that are more likely to get clean sheets. That means Unai Simon is one of the big. I'm going to put him way up to the top. He and Mignon are one of the best goalkeepers to take in this, and Emilio Martinez, because their teams all have projected high clean sheet matchups for their first round, which is awesome. Absolutely awesome. So that means they get 5 points. So if Mike Mignon gets 2 saves plus a clean sheet, that's 9 points right there, plus a win. So if you look at it, if he gets, and the defenders get that too. So if he gets a clean sheet, that's 5 points plus 2 saves plus a win. You're talking about 12 points as for keepers, or 14 points is insanely good. So the other big thing is goals. Like, guys like, for sure, guys like Mbappe, Kane, Olise, pretty much these top, like, this whole group right here is all live for goals, which is huge. So if we look at Spain on here, it's going to be, I don't think they said Lamar may not start the first game. They might start the first game. So I think it's going to be, I think they're going to put Ferran Torres out here. They're going to put, it's going to look probably something like this. That's going to be, how do you spell his name? Hold on. Here we go. Okay. Perfect. Right when we flip over. All right. So we have the 2 spots. So in the 2 spot, I've been taking a ton of Harry Kane because not only is he coming off an absolute fire Bundesliga campaign, but He's also live to win the Golden Boot, which is insane. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and queue up Kane here and make him my top priority. And I'm probably going to go Kane Emiliano or Kane Mignon here. We'll see. Sometimes I like to push goalies a little bit, but I do think it is important to probably have a goalie that could be in the finals, which I also really like Portugal, Diogo Costa, because I also think they could get into the finals. So sometimes I'll try to push him a little bit, depending on who's there for me. But out of the two spot, it's going to be Mbappe for sure. Okay, we're going to go. Actually, we could go Elise here and maybe get another France piece here. No, I'm just going to go Kane. I think that's the best move here. We'll go Kane. That's going to set up our lineup pretty well. Elise, yep. Yamal, good pick. I don't know. The only thing about Lamal is like he's got that Q tag on him. I think that's going to scare some people away a little bit. I have seen different color badges on here. Messi goes at the 5. That's a good pickup. Or Thobel goes. Rafinha goes. Dembele goes. Mike Mignon goes. Okay, so I don't want to match them up together, but they do have a good thing. So I'm just going to go the next best player here, and I'm going to go Bruno Fernandes because he's going to be insanely good for Portugal. And I do think they have a lot of finals ability to go in there. Yeah, that's a good start. I like this start a lot for him. That's what a lot of people do. And then I think we're probably going to go. I'm going to keep Costa at the top. Well, I think we're going to probably go Saka here. Or we're just going to go Cherky because I think Cherky has a ton of upside. So we got a really good midfield going right now. We got probably the best midfielder, the second one of the better midfielders. And then I think on this next pick, I'm going to go probably Due or depending on if Holling or one of these two falls for me, or maybe Lautaro here. So I'm going to pull Lautaro up. I like him a lot. I'm going to pull up Holland. I like him a lot as well. I'm going to pull Due up. If Saka's still there, I might just take Saka. We'll see who's still there when it gets to me. Okay, he goes Due. That's a good, yep. That's huge. I like Erling Holland a lot. I think he's going to bag a ton of goals. Norway has a decent schedule as well. All right, there goes Martinez. There goes Almo. He's been getting pulled up a lot. This guy is just all Spain. That's a good. I like that a lot. He's not going to get the goalkeeper though, but that's a good pick. Pilgrim goes Pickford. I mean, if they're going to give it to me, I'm going to go Saka here, and we'll go a little bit of an England Portugal stack. I like that a lot, and I think on my next pick, if he doesn't go, I'm going to go Costa here and just secure a good goalkeeper. So I like the start a lot. We got Kane and Saka. I think that's great. I think that's an awesome start because they're going to be most of the stuff taken. He's going to have a lot of assists to Kane. I like that a lot. I like this start. This is a really good start, really competitive. All right, I'm going to just not. We have Lautaro here. I do like a lot, but I'm not going to mess around, and I want to get a good goalkeeper. I'm going to take Diego Costa. I think Portugal's live to make it to the finals. I'm not sure who I'm going to take next here. We are up in 8 picks, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 picks. We're up. I might try to get Lataro if he's back. We'll try to go for Kunde. We might also try to go for Nuno Mendes. I like a lot. Reece James, I wouldn't mind. We're gonna go with an England stack. Theo Hernandez, I also think is going to be really good as well. We might go Theo Hernandez. Saliba's still there. I'd also do like Saliba. Also, a guy I like as well is Diaz, because I think Portugal is live for to get some clean sheets too. Somebody might have taken him already. Actually, let's see. Yeah, maybe they did. I think I'm just going to take Theo here and get some more France, and he's one of the better ones that can score. Get some more France correlation. I like to kind of wait on some of the later forwards. Like I like Diaz. I'm going to pull up Gakpo to the top. I think here I'm probably going to take Kimmich here, I believe. We'll see what this guy does. So we do still have Kai Havertz here, which I also like, gives me some more correlation to Germany. I think I'm going to take, yeah, I think I'm going to take Kai Havertz here. That gives me another good goal scorer that's going to be the main guy for Germany, and he takes the PKs. How are we looking on defenders? Ruben Diaz for Portugal, I also really like. He's also really live for a header too, and Portugal has good, really good odds for um, clean sheet odds. I think if I had to rank these, I think I have them ranked right. I might do Kobo, but yeah, I think I might do it like that. Ferran Torres just fallen a little bit here. He might be worth the squeeze. 68, ADP 29. We're on 47 right now. I do like the fall on him a bit. Okay, he goes. Yep, good call, good pick. So I think I'm just going to go Gakpo here, get some Netherlands correlation. And then on my next pick, I think I'm going to do Ruben Diaz or maybe Virgil. Netherlands does kind of have a tougher group, though. I do want to get Diaz in this team, but we might be okay with these four forwards because they're all the guys in their team and they're live for thing. So I think I am going to go. Did somebody take Diaz? I am going to go Ruben Diaz here, I think. That still gives me. So we have a really good England, France, Portugal uh, stack here, which I really like. And now we fill it out. I believe we have 3 more picks, correct? Yes, we have 3 more picks. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go midfielder, defender, and we'll do a 4-3-3-2. Maybe. We'll see. If Luis Diaz is still there when it gets back to me, I might snap a Luis Diaz just to get him. Because I think Colombia is going to be really good. But we'll see. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and snag Luis Diaz. We'll change it up a little bit. I think I'm okay with these two defenders because they're live for a finals berth. I'm going to go one more midfielder here. And I think I'm going to take. I do like Elliot Anderson, but I don't know how live he's going to be for the other stuff. I also like Argentina. I like Rodrigo De Paul. I think I'm going to take James just to get a little bit more of my bags up on him a little bit. And then we'll have one last pick, and it's going to be between these four guys. I think I'm going to go probably lean towards Kobel or Bono. Switzerland can usually go pretty deep in tournaments, and I like Switzerland a lot. I also don't mind. Oh, somebody took him already. Yeah, Verbruggen I like a lot too. But I think here we could do one goalkeeper, but I don't like to really do one goalkeeper. Somebody took Kobel. That's a good pick for him. I think I'm gonna go Nyland here, even though we could be live to go David Raya just in case he starts. Uh, I'm gonna go Bono here because I think he's a good QB, or I'm sorry, I think he's a good goalkeeper, and I think Morocco could do decent this year again. So I'm gonna go Bono here. So our final team: Harry Kane, Saka, great start. I like that a lot. Kai Havertz, Cody Gakpo, Luis Diaz. All these guys are good for scoring. And then we got Bruno Fernandez, who's going to do all the set pieces, a ton of assists. We got Cherky, who's also live for a goal. We got James Rodriguez, who does everything for Colombia, PK, corners, and free kicks. Theo, who's live for assists. He pushes up that wing a lot. Ruben Diaz, who's live for a header. And Portugal has really good clean sheet odds for some of their matches. We got Diego Costa, Portugal goalkeeper. They're live for the finals. And we got Bono for Morocco, who could also make a good run. Okay, well, that's a good team. I like it a lot. Let's look at some of these other teams. Mbappe, this is a really good forward team. I do like the Diaz for Morocco, Bellingham, Musiala. That's a good team. I like it. That's a good pairing as well. I also like that pairing France England a lot. All right, well, that's going to do it for me, guys. I appreciate y'all joining me. Whoever's here, that was a nice little 30-minute stream, just going over some World Cup stuff, some lineups. Anyways, I will see you guys later. Probably have another stream in the next couple days. We'll probably be doing some best ball drafts. So holler at me. See you. Bye.